Prosperity is not a distant mountain you must climb. It is not a fortress you must storm or a treasure you must hunt. Prosperity is the natural current of life itself, and you are standing in the middle of the river, right now. The question has never been whether abundance exists for you. The question is simply this: are you willing to let it reach you? For so many years we have been taught to strive, to push, to prove ourselves worthy of the good we desire. We have learned to clench our fists around what little we have, terrified that if we relax even for a moment, it will all slip away. We have made prosperity into a competition, a test, a reward for only the most deserving. And in doing so, we have turned away from the most fundamental truth of the universe, that life wants to give to you. Life wants to flow through you. Life wants to prosper you, not because you have earned it through suffering or perfection, but because prosperity is the nature of existence itself. The tree does not question whether it deserves sunlight. The river does not ask permission to flow to the sea. And you, beloved, do not need to justify your right to receive all the good that is already moving in your direction. Take a breath right now, a deep one. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Notice if your jaw is tight, if your belly is held, if somewhere in your body you are bracing against this very moment. This is where it begins, not in your bank account, not in your circumstances, but here, in the body, in the breath, in the willingness to soften just a little bit more. Because prosperity cannot flow through a clenched fist. It cannot enter a body that is armored against receiving. And most of us, without even realizing it, have been holding our breath for years, waiting for permission to finally let life be easy. The blocks we carry are not punishments. They are not proof that we are broken or unworthy. They are simply old ideas handed down through generations, absorbed in childhood, reinforced by a world that profits from our feeling small. Somewhere along the way, you learned that there was not enough. Not enough love, not enough money, not enough time, not enough of you to go around. You learned that receiving was selfish, that wanting was greedy, that asking for more meant you were ungrateful for what you had. You learned to make yourself smaller, quieter, less demanding, because that was how you stayed safe, how you stayed loved, how you avoided disappointment. And these beliefs, these quiet agreements you made with scarcity, became the walls of your world. They became the filter through which you saw every opportunity, every gift, every moment of potential abundance. When something good came toward you, you questioned it. You waited for the catch. You told yourself it was too good to be true, that you did not deserve it, that it would be taken away. And in that questioning, in that contraction, you turned away the very thing you had been praying for. Not because you were foolish, not because you were doing it wrong, but because no one ever taught you that receiving is a skill, a practice, a muscle that must be gently exercised until it becomes second nature. Let yourself feel into this for a moment. Where in your life are you still operating from the belief that there is not enough? Where are you still bracing, still preparing for loss, still convinced that joy is temporary and suffering is the default? These questions are not meant to shame you. They are meant to illuminate, because you cannot release what you cannot see. And once you see these patterns, once you bring them into the light of your awareness, they begin to lose their power over you. Your body is wiser than your mind will ever be, Your body knows things your thoughts have not yet caught up to. And if you listen closely, if you bring your attention down out of the swirling stories in your head and into the quiet intelligence of your flesh and bones, you will feel it. The places where you are holding, the places where you are gripping, the tension in your shoulders that says you must carry everything alone, the tightness in your chest that whispers you are not safe, the clenching in your belly that believes you must control every outcome or everything will fall apart. This is not metaphor, this is physiology. When you live in a state of chronic contraction, when your nervous system is locked in survival mode, your body quite literally cannot receive. Your hands are too full of fear to hold anything new. Your heart is too guarded to let love in. Your energy is too bound up in bracing for the next blow to notice the blessings that are already here. And prosperity, in all its forms, requires space. It requires openness. It requires a body that is soft enough, relaxed enough, trusting enough to say yes when the universe offers its gifts. So we begin here with the body, with the breath, with the simple radical act of unclenching. Place one hand on your heart. Feel the warmth of your own palm against your chest. Notice the rise and fall of your breathing. Let your next exhale be a little longer, a little slower, as if you are releasing something you have been holding for a very long time, because you are. You are releasing the belief that you must do this alone. You are releasing the idea that life is hard and you are not enough. You are releasing the grip of control that has been exhausting you for years. And as you soften, as you breathe, as you let your body remember what it feels like to be held by something larger than your own effort, you create saiki, pace, space for grace, space for surprise, space for the prosperity that has been waiting patiently at the edges of your awareness, longing to rush in the moment you are ready to receive it. This is the paradox that so few people understand. We think we must work harder, plan better, control more tightly in order to create the abundance we desire. But the truth is exactly the opposite. The more we try to force outcomes, the more we strangle the flow. The more we grip and manipulate and demand that life unfold according to our timeline, the more we push away the very things we are reaching for. Because force and flow cannot coexist. Control and trust cannot occupy the same space. And prosperity, true prosperity, moves on the current of allowing, not the machinery of striving. Think of a river. When the water encounters a rock, it does not stop flowing. It does not beat itself against the stone until it is bruised and broken. It simply finds another way. It moves around, over, through, always in motion, always trusting that the path to the sea is already laid out, already known, already unfolding exactly as it should. The river does not control the landscape. It surrenders to it. And in that surrender, it carves canyons, nourishes valleys, gives life to everything it touches. You are not the rock. You are the river. But somewhere along the way, you forgot. You tried to become solid, fixed, unmovable, because that felt safer. You tried to control every variable, anticipate every outcome, protect yourself from every possible disappointment, and in doing so, you stopped flowing. You dammed yourself up with worry and planning and the exhausting work of trying to make everything happen through sheer will, and now you are tired. So tired, tired of pushing, tired of forcing, tired of carrying the weight of outcomes that were never yours to control in the first place. Let yourself rest. Let yourself trust, just for this moment, that the universe is not withholding your good. Let yourself consider the possibility that everything you have been striving for is already on its way, and that your only job is to get out of your own way long enough to let it arrive. This does not mean you do nothing. It does not mean you sit back and wait for prosperity to fall from the sky. It means you act from inspiration instead of desperation. It means you move with the current instead of against it. It means you release the outcomes and trust the process, knowing that your highest good is always, always unfolding, even when you cannot see the full picture yet. Gratitude is the fastest way to shift your energy from scarcity to abundance. Not the performative gratitude that lists what you think you should be thankful for. Not the spiritual bypassing that pretends everything is fine when it is not. But the deep, embodied appreciation that notices the miracle of this moment exactly as it is. The breath moving through your lungs, the ground beneath your feet, the fact that you are alive, here, now, with the capacity to feel and choose and grow and change. This is not small, this is everything. When you live in appreciation, you send a signal to the universe that says, I see what is here. I recognize the abundance that already surrounds me. I am not blind to my blessings. And that signal, that frequency, magnetizes more of the same. Not because the universe is transactional, keeping score of your gratitude like some cosmic accountant, but because appreciation tunes your awareness to what is working, what is flowing, what is already prosperous in your life, and what you focus on expands, what you acknowledge grows, what you celebrate multiplies. Start small, start now, look around the space you are in, and find 3 things you can genuinely appreciate. The light coming through the window, the comfort of the chair beneath you, the silence or the sounds or the simple fact that you have a moment to yourself. Speak these appreciations out loud if you can, or whisper them silently in your mind. Let yourself feel the warmth of recognition, the softening that happens when you stop focusing on what is missing and start noticing what is here. This practice is not about denying your challenges or pretending your struggles do not exist. It is about widening your lens so that you can see the whole picture, not just the parts that hurt. Because when you live only in awareness of lack, you create more lack. When you speak only about what is not working, you give all your energy to the problem and none to the solution. But when you train yourself to see abundance, to notice prosperity in its 10,000 forms, you become a magnet for more of it. Not because you are fooling yourself, but because you are finally telling the truth that life has always been supporting you, the truth that you have always been held, the truth that even in the hardest seasons, you have been surrounded by a wealth you did not have eyes to see. And now you are ready to speak a new truth. You are ready to affirm out loud and with conviction that you are open to receive, that you are worthy of prosperity, that you no longer need to earn or justify or apologize for the good that flows into your life. This is not arrogance. This is not entitlement. This is simply aligning your inner voice with the voice of the universe, which has been saying yes to you since the moment you were born. I am open to receiving all the good that life has for me. I am worthy of abundance in all its forms. I allow prosperity to flow to me easily and joyfully. I release all resistance to my highest good. I trust that the universe is always working in my favor. These are not magic words. They are not spells that will instantly transform your circumstances. They are doorways, invitations, declarations of your willingness to step into a new way of being. And every time you speak them, every time you choose to align with them, even when your circumstances have not yet caught up, you are rewiring the deep patterns of your subconscious mind. You are teaching yourself a new language, the language of receiving, the language of enoughness, the language of trust. Say these words in the mirror. Write them on slips of paper and place them where you will see them throughout your day. Whisper them as you fall asleep and again as you wake. Not because repetition is magic, but because repetition is how we learn. You have spent years repeating the old stories. I am not enough. There is not enough. I will never have what I truly want. And those stories, repeated endlessly, became the architecture of your reality. So now you must repeat new stories with the same devotion, the same consistency, until they too become the bones of your life. But affirmations alone will not create change if your life is still cluttered with the remnants of old energy. Prosperity needs space to land. It needs room to breathe. It cannot enter a home that is packed to the rafters with things you no longer love. It cannot flow into a schedule that is suffocating under obligations you no longer value. It cannot take root in a mind that is still replaying every old wound, every past failure, every story of not enoughness that you have clung to for safety. Look around your physical space. What are you holding on to there? To no longer serves you? What are you keeping out of guilt, out of fear, out of the belief that you might need it someday? Every object you own carries energy. And when you surround yourself with things that feel heavy, obligatory, or lifeless, you create a field of stagnation that repels new good. But when you clear the clutter, when you release what is no longer aligned, you create a vacuum. And nature abhors a vacuum. The universe rushes in to fill the space you have made, always with something better, something more aligned, something that matches the new frequency you are embodying. This clearing is not just physical. It is emotional. It is mental. It is relational. What old grievances are you still carrying? What ancient hurts are you still nursing, replaying them in your mind like a film you cannot turn off? What relationships have run their course, but you are too afraid to release them because you fear being alone? These too are clutter. These too are taking up space that could be filled with aliveness, with joy, with the prosperity that is your birthright. Clearing does not mean you must throw everything away or sever all ties. It means you must be honest. Honest about what is still serving you and what is simply familiar. Honest about what brings you life and what drains you. Honest about where you are saying yes out of love and where you are saying yes out of fear. And then, gently, with compassion for yourself and everyone involved, you begin to release. You begin to create space. You begin to say no to what is not yours so that you can say a full-bodied yes to what is. This is not easy work. It will bring up fear. It will bring up grief. You will worry that if you release the old, nothing new will come. You will be tempted to fill the space immediately, to rush the process, to grab at the first thing that presents itself, just so you do not have to sit in the discomfort of emptiness. But emptiness is not the enemy. Emptiness is the womb. It is the fertile void from which all creation is born. And if you can learn to rest there, to trust the space you have made, to wait without urgency for what wants to emerge, you will discover that the universe is far more generous than you ever imagined. And while you wait, while you rest in the space you have cleared, you will inevitably encounter the question of timing. Why has my good not arrived yet? Why is this taking so long? Why does everyone else seem to manifest so easily while I am still struggling? These questions are not wrong, they are human. They are the voice of a heart that is tired of waiting, a heart that wants to see proof, a heart that needs reassurance that it has not been forgotten. But timing is not punishment. Timing is not evidence that you are doing something wrong or that the universe has overlooked you. Timing is the invisible intelligence that knows what you do not know, that sees what you cannot see, that is orchestrating 1,000 moving parts behind the scenes, aligning people and circumstances and opportunities in ways that your limited perspective cannot yet comprehend. The delay is not a denial. The waiting is not wasted. Every moment you spend in the fertile void is a moment in which you are being prepared, refined, expanded into the version of yourself who is ready to hold what is coming. Think of the seed in the soil. For weeks, for months, nothing appears above the ground. To the untrained eye, it looks like nothing is happening. It looks like the seed is D, the effort wasted, the hope misplaced. But beneath the surface, in the darkness where no one can see, everything is happening. Roots are growing, strength is building. The foundation is being laid for the explosion of life that will eventually break through the soil and reach for the sun. And that moment of emergence, that moment when the green shoot finally appears, is not the beginning. It is the culmination of everything that happened in the darkness, in the waiting, in the trust that something was unfolding even when there was no evidence. You are in the soil. Your prosperity is growing roots. And the fact that you cannot see it yet does not mean it is not happening. It does not mean you were forgotten. It does not mean you did something wrong. It means you are being asked to trust, to surrender, to let go of your need to control the timeline and instead rest in the knowing that divine timing is always, always perfect, even when it does not match your preferences. This is where faith becomes real, not faith as a religious concept, but faith as a lived experience. Faith as the choice to keep your heart open even when you do not have proof. Faith as the willingness to continue affirming your worthiness even when the evidence has not yet arrived. Faith as the courage to live as though your prosperity is already secured, already on its way, already a done deal in the mind of the universe, even when your bank account and your circumstances tell a different story. And this brings us to the most powerful practice of all, living as though you are already prosperous, living as though you are already abundant, living as though the good you are calling in has already arrived and you are simply enjoying the fruits of it. This is not about pretending. It is not about lying to yourself or engaging in toxic positivity. It is about embodiment. It is about BCAHs, oming energetically aligned with the reality you are creating, so that when it shows up in physical form, it feels like a homecoming rather than a shock. How does the prosperous version of you move through the world? How do they treat their body? How do they spend their time? How do they speak to themselves and others? What choices do they make from a place of abundance rather than scarcity? You do not need to wait until you have the money, the the relationship, the success, the external validation to start living this way. You can start now. You can choose the abundant thought over the scarce one. You can treat yourself with the kindness and generosity you would show if you already had everything you wanted. You can make decisions from trust instead of fear, from possibility instead of limitation, from the knowing that you are held instead of the terror that you are alone. This is not about spending money you do not have or making reckless choices. It is about shifting the energy from which you operate. It is about noticing where you are still acting from lack and gently, persistently choosing a different way. It is about letting yourself receive compliments without deflecting. It is about saying yes to opportunities that excite you, even if they scare you. It is about eating the good food, wearing the nice clothes, taking the day off, doing the thing that feels like a luxury, not someday when you have earned it, but now because you are worth celebrating now. Because abundance is not a destination, it is a frequency, and you access that frequency through your choices, through your thoughts, through the way you treat yourself in this very moment. Every time you choose the abundant thought, you are casting a vote for the reality you want to live in. Every time you act from trust instead of fear, you are training your nervous system to recognize safety. Every time you receive without guilt, you are teaching yourself that you are worthy of good things. And over time, with consistency and gentleness and a willingness to keep oozing even when nothing seems to be changing, these small acts accumulate. They build momentum. They shift the trajectory of your life in ways you cannot always see in the moment, but will recognize when you look back and realize how far you have come. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not doing this wrong. You are exactly where you need to be, learning exactly what you need to learn, growing into exactly the version of yourself who can hold the prosperity that is already on its way. And the most beautiful truth of all is this: you are not separate from the flow of abundance. You are not standing outside the river, hoping it will notice you. You are the river. You are the flow. You are the source and the expression and the vessel all at once. Prosperity is not something you chase. It is something you allow. It is something you become. It is something you remember you have always been. Let your body relax into this knowing. Let your breath deepen with the relief of it. Let your heart soften with the recognition that you do not have to earn what is already yours. You do not have to prove your worth to a universe that created you from its own substance, that breathed life into your lungs, that has been conspiring on your behalf since before you were born. You are beloved. You are cherished. You are supported in ways you cannot always see, but can always feel if you are willing to listen. And so the invitation is simple. Soften, breathe, release the grip, open your hands, open your heart, open your life to the good that is already flowing toward you. Trust the timing, trust the process, trust yourself. You are not a stone in the river. You are the river itself, powerful and graceful and unstoppable, carving your path through the landscape of this life, nourishing everything you touch, flowing always, always toward the sea. Let yourself flow. Let yourself wreck. Eve, let yourself be held by the abundance that has been waiting all this time for you to finally say yes